Hello once again, everybody. How you doing on this fine Wednesday? Because it is in fact Wednesday when I'm recording this. Elizabeth, go away. Go away. My dog is getting into my McDonald's bag. We had McDonald's for breakfast. Had sausage biscuits. They were tasty. Alright, so you may be like, where the hell are we, C4? And I'll be like, well, mind your own damn business. No. We are actually in the new workshop area, which has plenty of space, as you can see. And there's plenty of space to go that way as well. I have... Is it? It's nighttime, right? Yeah. This is my bedroom. It's nice, right? Simple. It's where I can keep my XP. Got my armor sitting there. I've not actually slept in the bed yet. I wonder where it pops me out. Oh, yep. Still take damage. Apparently that's just a thing for me. I don't know why, but every time it's... Because I like to put stuff, you know, on the sides of my bed, like nightstands or whatever, and it keeps, like, making me have damage. So I built this fancy door, which I guess I can show you kind of the workings of it. Let's pop it open. The idea behind this door is that it's flush with the outside and you can't see any of the pistons unless it's closed. When it's closed you can see the back because, you know, they're blocking the way. Not a lot I can do about that unless I wanted to do like the reverse going the other way, and then I'd have this long tunnel that you'd have to go down, and that's just dumb. Let's see, pop this button. See? And now nobody knows it's there. Because like I was saying, this is... You know, we're keeping an eye on the village, so yeah. The actually edition's grid power, I believe, is actually kind of a little wonky. I never had problems when it was daytime and I had solar panels, but then when I was working over here, I started having problems with running out of power with the water. And I think it's because that chunk wasn't loaded in, because I hadn't been there since I'd logged in. Because I was over here working, I'd logged out and logged back in. And I think that's what it is. So I moved the water to underneath that. And then I filled everything except for the water, and the water mill's in with stone. So I don't even have access to it anymore, which is fine because I still have enough power. Let's see. I can look at these. There we go. 372. And it should, because I load in at my base, it should be that I never have problems with power again. So let's take a look at this from the outside. And remember, this is kind of to keep in the theme of like we're observing. So I don't want it to be overly noticeable. So I'm kind of using the light blue glass in exchange for the ice. And the idea behind this is it's kind of like an ice glacier that's still attached to the side of this mountain here. And yeah, it's not perfect because obviously this is lighter than that. I tried the just plain blue glass instead of the light blue glass, and it didn't look as good. Maybe it would have, looking at it now. I put these two side by side and they looked very, very similar, but I mean, what are you going to do? It looks pretty good, I think. Here is our water wheel with the water flowing on down into their system, which I think is pretty cool. There's my bedroom window. I've got some congestion and stuff. It's cold and whatnot. It's gross. Sorry. All right, so let's take a quick peek at the inner workings of this door. The door is just a simple 2x2 door design by, I think it's Mumbo Jumbo. I think that's who I looked up. So if you ever want to find out how to do some redstone stuff, he's got quite a bit. Can I dig in here? Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and whoop. There we go. All right, so this right here, this is where my button is on the other side of this one, and then it goes up, and then my other button is on the other side of there, which powers this T flip-flop, which is 3 droppers. This dropper is facing into that dropper, which faces into the hopper, which faces down into this one, which means that when I push the button one time, it cycles through, like a single item, this one here, will cycle through this dropper and then go into this one, which powers the comparator, which then powers the doors itself. Excuse me, blech. And then when I push the button again, it sends this item into this hopper, or this dropper again, and then stops. So it's basically, it just switches pretty much between these two, but in the circle. And so that means that whenever there's an item in here, it sends the redstone signal, which then closes the door. So that's pretty much it. And then I had to like work on this sort of situation. Like, there was a tutorial for the T flip-flop and then the tutorial for the door, and I had to kind of fit them all together. And I think I did a pretty good job. I mean, it functions. The doorway is actually pretty fancy. There's like a couple of pistons, so like a piston goes out and over, and then I have pistons that push blocks down to make it like more flush when the door is open, and it's pretty fancy design. Just look up the compact 2x2 by Mumbo Jumbo, and you should see. Let's just close that back up. In case I need access, I can go in there, but otherwise, it looks pretty good. I like it. So this is kind of just our base. We have our basic amenities that we've already set up. Water wheel for basic power. I finally got this right. I think what I was doing wrong is I was putting that block up there right here, so it wasn't getting as much power. So maybe that's what I was screwing up. So if you ever need to do your own water wheel, this picture right here, you gotta have water on those blocks, water on those blocks pushing that way, and then over here you have the block in the front which actually pushes the water into the water wheel, going left to, or right to left, and then you put blocks of water on this back block flowing backwards. So that's how you get the 88 RF per tick. God, I should have tried talking before I actually start recording. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I've got my setup here. Usually I have water underneath in these in the cyan clay blocks underneath my lava, but I don't really need any water right now. I'll eventually have to have some kind of water source in here, and I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll eventually have an ender tank. But yeah, so we got our blast furnace and our coke oven, which I don't really use anymore, but in case I need it, it's here. This is the canola or creosote oil that is connected to the coke oven just through. You can see the pipe back there. It's through the back and then into the side there. Eventually, I'm going to make one of those painting blocks so that I can replace this so you can't see the wire. But this is my basic machines with all my capacitors, all my power. There's my clock so I know what time it is. Basic processing. Now I have it set up where the ores go into there, get put into here with the dust. That gets put into the smelter and then put into this chest. So there's no backflow. I can put regular coal in there now. And then this chest is going to be just for kind of your, well, that should be in there. It's kind of for just etc. stuff when you need it for crafting or whatever else. For now, that's the best sorting system I have. God, hold on a second. I'm gonna get some water or something. All right, I got something to drink. Hopefully that helps my throat and stuff. What are you gonna do? Got some drainage, man. It's cold outside. What are you gonna do? I'm not even getting sick. It's just the way I am, unfortunately. Why do I have clay on me? Did I dig anything up? I didn't. Did I? Oh, it was probably for these. I was placing these last night. Alright, so now that the day is gone, now that we've wasted that entire day, I'm not 100% sure what I wanted to work on next as far as the mods go. Because Fix is going to be doing, in like 10 episodes, I think, he's going to be doing a server tour, and hopefully I can get in on that as far as recording it, because he wants to bring the people in voice potentially. And so I'd like to have something more presentable than what I have. Obviously, I've got some cool stuff like my guard tower or my signal tower, and then my nice little workshop now, which I'm loving. I really like my design on that, especially the way it kind of fits in the mountain, and then the water flows down as the river. I will be removing those solar panels. They were just there so I could fly back up to my base after I took it away from after I took the water wheels from over there. So what I think I would like to do is probably turn it day, because holy crap, look at all the mobs. That's ridiculous. But then also I think what I want to do is I want to create a longhouse for my Vikings to sleep at least down here. I'll probably have more buildings. I'm guessing it's going to be more like a grouping of villagers or villages, because eventually I'll have like a stairway that kind of goes up and then around the side of the mountain here, and then over there, and then up into the guard tower, and then probably from the guard tower have a walkway that kind of comes back and forth down here, and then into like a sort of a guard house, I guess, if you will. Just like another place with some beds and stuff for villagers to be. But I don't think I ever actually finished showing you guys these things. Get out of here. Oh my god. I should have worn my armor. It's just sad. Really? Screw you, buddy. Screw you, buddy. Screw you, buddy. Man, I'm so bad at this game, apparently. I should really just sleep. But that's alright. Have a little bit of violence. Alright, so this is the storehouse, and I think that's where... Oh, my item frames are back. They weren't here the other day. I have item frames, which I'll probably try and replace. Tinker's Construct adds some that I wasn't even aware about. But they add like glass ones that are basically invisible. So it just looks like the torch being held by the little stone piece. So I'm going to probably try and get some of those in there. Hey, die. Thanks, I appreciate it. So this is the storehouse. They've got some wheat and stuff for the aminals and such, and then just like some extra storage, some logs for the ships, which will eventually be built. I'm going to put them out in the water. It'll be great. And then I've got the baker's house with the water wheel. Ah! Stop it! Okay. Fly away, fly away. I really don't want to die on camera again. It was so embarrassing the other day. So this is the baker and the mill. As you can see, I've got kind of like a... Really? Really? And now I'm way up here. God. Yeah, hold on to that. That's what I want you to do. Oh, man. We should probably make it day now. Let's do that. So this episode's basically just me getting my crap back. That's always fun. Is my door open? No. I need to put like a redstone lamp or something so I can see it without having to go around the corner. Luckily, even if I don't have my stuff, I can go right into the water. It's a nice little water slide. Water slide. I didn't die over there. I died right here. Because the creeper went kablow! I don't really worry about creepers as much because we have the mob griefing off. Give me my stuff. Did I get it all? I think so. Alright. Let's see. Shovel, hammer. There. There. Okay. Potatoes. Alright. Back to where we were. So this is the baker and the mill. I'm using different colored woods and stuff. I'm trying to make it look kind of weathered, and I know that this like tiled roof doesn't really fit the Viking kind of theme, but I like the look of it. So you know, maybe not entirely Viking, but you know, what are you gonna do? But I like the different colors. Each of the hardened clays can do. Get out of here, you bastard! Each of the hardened clays can do tiles like this, so I'm probably going to try different colors for each of the different roofs, just kind of give it a colorful, decent feel. I'm trying to use similar wood textures for like see the corner pieces there are the same as like the pier, and then I've got some like gray acacia wood ones here, just to kind of fit in with the gray kind of theme. And I mostly just want to have it look like this is the kind of wood that you would have. The blue, just because it looked cool. That's really... No! Why was that creeper red? That was weird. I didn't even see him. Alright, so that's actually a light under there. But here the baker's got some furnaces, and it's a grindstone, which is kind of the closest I can get to actually, you know, a mill. But that way I can grind the flour. You can cook the flour into the bread. I've left some so that it, you know, looks like it's actually in use. Here's like the wheel, because there's gears that actually grind from the wheel outside. So that's kind of what that's supposed to be. He's got himself a nice little chest, a bed, crafting table, a painting on the wall. It's very cozy. Trying to take care of my peoples. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I've even used 2 different ebony styles to make it look a little more weathered in parts and give it a little bit of a different texture. So anyways, point of what I was trying to say is I've got this laid out. I've flattened it, which it looks really flat now, but I needed a bigger area for this building, because a longhouse like this is supposed to be a big building. It's where everybody would gather. It's where pretty much everybody would sleep. So I'm thinking about potentially building this some today, and then kind of giving you guys updates as part of the episode, and that's basically going to be the episode today. And then we'll work on some more mod stuff later. Let me get rid of that stupid waypoint. Did I move? Beautiful. So that's kind of my idea, is to start work on a longhouse here. I need to look at some designs and such, but maybe even I'll have like part of it being built, you know, and speed it up over music, if I can find some decent music. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how much editing I really feel like doing, because this episode has to go up today. Now that I think about it, that might not work out. But I'll definitely try and build some, and I'll bring you guys back to look. This has mostly been just kind of like a talking and exploration video, so... Alright guys, I will bring you back when I've got some progress. Alright, so I think I'm going to go with the acacia wood for the pillars. I'm thinking the individual buildings, or like the workshop type buildings, are going to be more detailed and more like differing in coloration. But I think the main like buildings for the town are going to be kind of this similar theme. I also want to do the little feet with the cobblestone, which, as you can see, I only did in the front for stability, because this side has the hill kind of backing it up. So I think that looks pretty cool with that. But I will probably be doing this for the entire ground level of this, with the exception of the outside pillars, because this is going to be the actual inside of the thing, and this is going to be the structure. So I think that's kind of how we're going to do this, with this wood color, or the bark color being the main focal point, and then we'll work on some of the others, probably the kind of grayish wood as well, for the inside. It'll look a little more dull, but I think it looks a little more uniform as far as like community buildings. So, alright guys, bring you back. Alright guys, so this is kind of where I'm at the moment. Oh, forgot this side here. Let's see, it would be there, and then right here, right here. So this is kind of where I'm at the moment as far as structure. I'm not entirely certain about this wood, and then I checked just because chisel works so well. What I really want, I don't care so much on the other buildings, but on this one, pretty much every picture I've seen of like Viking longhouses has slats that go up and down, and I'd like something a little bit more like that for this build. And so I don't want to use the dark oak though, because it's just too dark for this particular color palette that I'm working on. So I got to figure out a different colored wood that I can chisel, which none of the forestry stuff I can chisel. So I'm gonna look at some of the different woods that we have available. I might use birch, which seems a little too light though. So I don't know. I'll think about it, and I'll bring you guys back when I've made a decision and we've got a little bit more done. Alright guys, these are kind of the ones that you can use, the basic vanilla stuff. We've got spruce, acacia, oak, jungle, and then birch, and two different kinds of birch. Same thing with the oak. I'm not sure I really like any of them, to be fair. They're just too flat, right? With the border on it like that. I really wish they didn't have the border. Here's vertical. What does the vertical look like? That might be better. Let me get a couple more of those. The spruce isn't bad. It's still a little dark. I wanted it to be more of a gray. Oh, come on. Give me this stupid block. It takes so long when you're flying to actually mine anything. Okay, let's toss that in there and get the vertical. Because these are the fancy ones, according to it. Okay, yeah. I kind of like that the best right now. The jungle wood isn't bad. It's just got a little bit too much red. Same thing with the acacia. Like, I just can't see using that right now. Even though, you know, it matches that technically. Birch is just too light. I don't like even the vertical slats. There's just not enough definition in them. It looks a little too washed out. So I think we're gonna go with spruce and then the vertical planks like this. But unfortunately, I think that's pretty much all the time I have for this episode, really. I'm going to keep working on this off camera, and probably next episode I might finish it and then start on some new project. But I'm just running out of time to get the episode out. So yeah, guys, I think this is our basic foundation. I like the small brick cobble. It matches our thing over there. It's a good foundation. I like it. And eventually we're going to have, let me see if I can quickly, that's the wrong one, this one. Eventually we will have the overhang coming, well, probably not there actually. It'd be about there, maybe even one more down. But the overhang will come across, and it will actually be kind of like on this level, but more like right there. Yeah. So we'll have an overhang that will go straight up, kind of. This is just a nope, not there. God, I'm so horrible at placing blocks when I'm flying. Apparently, I should just not fly. So this is going to be kind of like a right here, and that will be the outside angling, and then the main roof will go up to probably like right about here. So the outside will go straight like that, and then let's just use a block of some kind, and then go in, and then the main roof will actually begin something like this, like that, and then go up, peaked like these here. Or maybe even I'll put that up a little higher. We might have like a starting like right about there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like that. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed. We will continue this in the future. So, alright guys, see you next time. Okay, so I lied. I've done a little bit more here. As you can see, we got the spruce wood up, which I think looks pretty good. And then I've created this cobble kind of the brick area on the top here, which I think gives this nice. It gives a nice look with the roof in place. Just imagine this the rest of the way over. So really, you'll only see the one strip unless you look down from below, and then you can see the cobble from below. But I think this gives it a really nice look. So we'll have a little bit of an overhang, and then we have a boost up, and then we'll have the main roof that will peak and then come back down like that. And then the inside's super bland right now. Obviously, I'll have to change this out. I'll put a fire pit. Probably put a fire pit on this side. I was thinking about maybe making like a super long house at one point that had the like pens for animals as well, because I know that some of the designs had animal pens just to make sure that they stayed warm during the winter and whatnot. But I'm thinking about creating over there on that flat space, kind of like a farm with a fence around it that the animals can kind of come and go inside the farm itself. And this will just be for people. I may even make a loft area now that I have kind of the second support area, and I'll have, I mean, the roof will come up to like right here. Well, yeah, probably right about here. So I should have this whole second area for like a loft for even more sleeping area. So I think this is going to work out real well. Probably do a fire pit, because the door will most likely be on this side. Traditionally, doors would be on the ends, but it's just not the space I have. So I'll probably put the door like right here. Fire pit right here. Probably like a cooking or eating area. And then upstairs, we'll have some ladders. We'll go upstairs, and that's where the bedrooms will be. I think that'll work out pretty well. But okay, so for real, that's it for this episode. I feel like we've made more progress now just from me doing that, and that only took like 15 minutes, really just kind of doing it. So I'll need more ebony wood, and I can create more of the roof. Basically just trying to get the structure down, and then I can go into the detailing. So, alright guys, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.